Allah speaks about riba. Riba is usually an interest which you and I know as Muslims, bid-darura. We know it necessarily that is haram. Now, haram, and there is a lot of detail because sometimes we are living in an environment where there is no way out of certain things. So how to get it out of your system, that also is a contemporary discussion of the scholars. And they will tell you, look, if it happens to come and you happen to have had a deal where X, Y, and Z has happened, you need to do A, B, and C in order to get yourself out of this. That is a discussion on its own. But let's go to the verse. Let's look at what Allah says about riba. Allah says it clearly. اتقوا الله وذروا ما بقي من الربا إن كنتم مؤمنين. If you are true believers, then fear Allah and quit the interest, the usury, the riba. Don't involve in it. Stop it. That's what Allah says. And what does Allah say? Now remember, riba, what is riba? I'm investing, I want back something, but it's an unethical, immoral deal. That's riba. Allah tells you in the same verse where He says Yamhaqullahu riba. Immediately after that He says Wayurbi. Yamhaqullahu riba means Allah will extinguish, Allah will cause to be destroyed that which is filled with usury. It cannot come with blessings, and it will not last long, and it will bring about problems and issues in your life, and it will bring about negativity and so on, and we will cancel it, delete it, deplete it, and you are left almost suicidal in a lot of cases. You know of people who in other countries where they don't even believe in all of this and they just do as they please. Many times they tend to purchase something which they will have to be paying back for the next 30 years without having thought that next year I might lose my job and it's only been 1 year since the beginning of the payment. Yet I had a brilliant job. What happened during COVID? So many people lost their jobs. If you look at the amount of suicides of people living in Western countries simply because they lost the job, they lost the things, they lost their houses, they lost their cars, they lost their furniture, they lost their accessories, they lost everything. Their whole life was sitting on credit, the whole life. That's why I love to come to Africa. When I tell people, you see that car, you see those cars, they own them. You know what that means? When you go to the Western world, you see a car, they don't own it, they're just paying slowly. Come to Africa, the bulk of it, I'm talking about my own country in Zimbabwe, you see the cars on the road, they own them. What that means is we are not paying monthly. These are our cars. We are living happily than those who are paying for a fancy looking vehicle for the next so many years. May Allah Almighty grant us contentment. Do not be, listen very carefully, do not be ashamed to live or to downgrade your life to the position that Allah has kept it. He will give you an upgrade very soon. You cannot start flying first class and it's your first time flying in a plane. No chance. You will not. You will start with economy. In fact, you start going by bus, then you go by train, then you go by plane, then you might be upgraded to business class. First you don't buy. What happens? You earn miles and you are smart enough to just upgrade. That's it. Unless really you are a very important person who requires that peace of mind and so on, it's a different story. But after that, what happens? Allah upgrades you to a private jet. Those Gulf streams you are thinking about, they are close at reach. Inshallah, they are coming. But my brothers and sisters, Allah says Allah will extinguish riba, that which is unethical in business. He will cause it to be destroyed. Wayurbi, and He will cause growth. For what? As-sadaqat. He didn't say business. He said, look how Allah words it. Allah says, I will destroy interest and usury and I will cause to grow the charities. Allahu Akbar. Where do you talk about business, Ya Allah? You didn't. The business is the charity. When you want to earn, you need to bear in mind, oh Allah, give me barakah so that I can give my 2.5% and more. Allah says, we will bless you with a ton. Give, we will give you. Anfiq ya ibn Adam unfiq alayk. One of my favorite narrations of Hadith Qudsi. Spend, O son of Adam, I will spend on you. Give, I will give you. Give, I will give you. See, wallahi, I tell you, in my life, and I'm sure many of you, I gave a bottle of perfume, I got 2. I gave something, I got this. So much so that when I want something, I give. Wallahi, I'm serious. When I want something, I give. And that's why the hadith says the best charity you can ever give is that which you are giving someone in need. When you yourself are in need, you are fearing poverty, and yet you are giving. Allah says, I watched it, I saw it. Don't worry, O son of Adam, if your intention was right, everything was good, wait and see what we do for you. Allahu Akbar. May Allah bless us.